game around 6 minutes. Are you good health-wise?
First praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Yeah, I took my ankle at the end of the game. Half was getting a little tight. Kind of expected that on the back-to-back, but I was just being a little smart about it at the end. Once I tweaked my ankle, it's like, all right, just calm it down.
Is that your left ankle?
Yeah, it's the same side of everything else.
Because you stepped on, I don't know who, I can't remember whose foot you stepped on initially. Was it?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a couple of times. That's why I'm asking.
I was just frustrated with the situation.
When you look at this, it's a game in totality and the way they got it going in the first half. It was similar to the other night, but you guys flipped it defensively.
Yeah.
Will you feel that to not being able to flip it defensively?
Too late, I think. They were pressing us early, attacking us early. I think Martin couldn't miss a three. T. Watt, I love T. Watt, that's my guy, but he was hooping like unusual today. That's my man. But no, they were playing really well. They executed. They got into our stuff a little bit defensively. We just didn't retaliate on the defensive end. And offensively, I think we played a little bit too slow.
How difficult can that sometimes be? You mentioned Martin just unexpected scoring tonight from him.
That's tough, man. That's the NBA, though. You know, that's the beauty of our league. That's the beauty of, you know, discovering guys you may not have known before and seeing what they're able to do now. Not that we disrespected them, but, you know, guarantee when we go to Brooklyn, it's going to be a different game plan, you know. So, you know, kudos to them. They executed well. They took us out of our stuff. And they punched us, and they kept punching.
How do you weigh a win like you guys had yesterday to this today?
That's tough,
totality?
Yeah. That's frustrating. We can't drop the ball like that. You know, we got to continue to build off those good wins. And yesterday was a really good win for us, and we kind of laid in the egg. So, you know, we got to be a lot better than that, for sure.
But it mentioned, you know, he felt like there were a couple of mental lapses. Did it feel that way out there to you as well?
Yeah, I think it was just you can just attest all of that, kind of the same thing. Just us not being locked in, not playing as hard as we probably should have played until late in the game, and then, you know, it's too late. You're playing catch up, so we got to be a lot better on. You know, it's up to us as starters to get out to a better start than what we did, especially in the third quarter too. But you know, you got to give them credit. They did a good job. They shot up.
Almost heat check type of threes in this league. So, you know, when you get that confidence from your coach, you can come in and just be ready to play. I think we left them open too many times in that first quarter, maybe because we never seen them play before, you know. But everybody who steps on this court puts a jersey on, we got to respect a little bit more. And also, I think we started to close the space up a little bit on his catches, and once he hit a few, but after that, it's too late, you know. So you got to give him credit. He came in and led them to this W. Without his 30 points, I think we win that game. Schroeder played great ball too, but he 8 for 21. I think we can kind of take that. So I think he was the reason, him and Wofford was the reason why they won the game.
How did you weigh having the game you guys had last night to tonight? Did you weigh, okay, this is a back-to-back, hey?
I just think they came out here and played extremely hard, made shots. You know, it was one of those games where they kind of controlled from the beginning. And we had a little spur. We got up 6, got up 8, but they knocked down shots the whole game, and you got to give them credit. They pressured full court. They caused us create some turnovers. I had 7 of them, and that's the game. You know, I can't have 7 turnovers if we want to win a game. So, and they got 24 points off those. So I feel like that's the game. Them two getting 48 points and me turning the ball over 7 times is the reason why we lost.
You've always talked about having good intentions when you turn it over. Do you feel like tonight was you trying to force it too much?
Nah, I felt like I think I got 2 of them offensive fouls. Or 3 of them offensive fouls. And then I dribbled the one I just got late in the game. They came and trapped me. It was like a minute to go in the game. One I was dribbling in the ISO and it kicked off my foot. So I just bad ball, you know what I'm saying? Just unfortunate situations. And I think, like I said, I can't, if you want to win basketball games, I can't have 7 turnovers and then you can't go 48 points off the bench.
Is your foot all right? Was it Ben Simmons landed on your foot? Or?
Yeah, it's all right. It's a little tweak. It didn't hurt too bad.
And then Coach was talking about he felt like there were a couple of mental lapses. Did it feel that way defensively to you as well?
Yeah, most definitely. They got into the paint. I think they, you know, they bring a lot of good action for their shooters, and they look to hunt for threes. One of the tops in the league at shooting threes. So they had a lot of little wrinkles in their sets that made that, you know, cut to the basket or get a wide open three. You got to give them credit for that. I think we just a little late on some stuff. I think, but once we started, I feel like we went to the switch and maybe a little later in the game, and I think we put together like 2 or 3 good possessions on defense. I think that was the most we played defensively in this game.
Kevin, what's the difficulty at halftime of a game like that when you can sense the direction, feel the direction it's going, but changing is a whole other thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, we all could feel it. It was a tight game, but I just feel like we didn't play good ball that first half, like solid ball. We didn't play the level that our standard that we hold ourselves to. So when they came on, hit us in the mouth early in that third, got up 8 to 9 points, and we just battled uphill from that. And once a young team gets some momentum and some confidence, and got Durant making 7 threes, that just the energy just extends throughout the whole team. And when you get up, those shots are not as pressure packed as a tie game or a close game, and we just feel confident. And then we just compound bad play after bad play, and they took advantage of it. It's one of those nights you try to avoid so much in the NBA, but it's just inevitable. They just happen, and you got to figure out how to, bounce back from them. But in the moment, you got to figure out how you can get out of it.
In your experience over the years, can a game like this be a reference point where you sense one like a couple minutes in the first quarter feeling like this one again? You guys can say like, remember Brooklyn, don't let that happen again.
Yeah, I think we all have had games like that in our careers that we can lean on mentally and think about and look back on and try to make those same mistakes. I think we got a lot of veterans in this group that been through all types of games and every pressure, packed moment. So yeah, it's a learning experience. It's a tough one to deal with because we want to win every game. But it's something that we can grow from.
Thanks, Devin.
Thanks, Kevin. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy holiday.
When teams are shorthanded, somebody usually does something, and he was that guy.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was in transition. They just having the advantage in transition numbers, and even when he was hot, he was still getting clean looks. So, credit to him. He had a hell of a game.
Coach was saying that he thought some mental lapses played into that as well. How would you assess the guys defensively overall?
Yeah, I think transition was a big part of it. Live ball turnovers are tough to recover from, and once he had his confidence high, their confidence high, they all had it rolling.
Just kind of what you've spoken to before about this being the NBA and all of these guys being capable of doing this on a nightly basis.
100%. You have to come in with the same mindset every game. Had a big win yesterday, and came in a little flat, gave them life, and they took advantage of it.
What do you attribute the turnovers to? 17 for you guys?
Yeah, it's just too many. I'd have to watch it back to pinpoint it, but way too many.
Do you feel like there's a moment in a game like that where you mentioned like coming out flat to start where you can be pressing at times to like compensate?
I don't know.
You don't think you guys did that, pressed at all to try to get
What do
back
you mean?
in it?
What do you mean by press?
Well, meaning just try to speed up a little bit and maybe.
Yeah, I mean you have to if you're down 18 or 15 in the fourth quarter. You can't get it all back in one possession, but you definitely have to pick up the tempo and get some shots early in the clock and get some stops.
Coach, looking at Brad, he came out around 6-minute mark. Is he good, or as far as his health?
I don't have an update now. I think he had a couple different times where he stepped on somebody's foot. So, I think we'll hope for the best, but I have no update right now.
Okay. And then obviously you play a team that's shorthanded, other guys end up doing something, and then Tyrese Martin with 30. Just maybe speak to maybe whether you even tried to scout and see what he was before that and what he was able to do tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean credit to Tyrese Martin. That's an impressive performance for anybody. We were aware of him. He's a shooter, and he did it tonight. And there were a few mental lapses, and then he made a few tough shots. So he had a phenomenal game. Their group overall was good. Give them credit.
The only other follow I had was you said mental lapses. Would you say that was the defense for the whole second half in terms of, or for the whole game, the mental lapse? How much was that a factor tonight?
I mean, we were not our best, but I think I always, you give credit to Brooklyn, you give credit to their players. They played well. We need to be better. I would like to be better. We would like to be better. But it's not all us. A lot of it's them, and we need to be better, both.
You had mentioned before the game one thing that stood out was Brooklyn's driving ability defensively. Where did you feel like you guys could have been a little better tonight?
Yeah, it's we'll go back and look at the film tonight. It actually, I definitely felt the way I did before the game, having gone through it now for 48 minutes. Tonight they caught it and just let it fly, probably more than what we described going into the game and pregame. So the drive game, I'm sure we'll look at it and see where that created maybe some threes. I thought the drive game created more free throws for him, to be honest with you. The threes, it just they had a very willingness to just kind of catch and let it fly, with or without a drive tonight.
Coach, I know there were some rough stretches, but just how valuable was it having Kevin there as that weak side rim protector? Had a few rejections tonight.
Yeah, no, there was, he is very much appreciated for what he brings on the defensive end and what he brings as a MIG or a safety. And so, the most important guy on the ball, the safety behind it, those things are all important. Kevin's really good for us there.
Coach, you were outscored bench players 54 to 23 tonight. So wondering what exactly you decided to not go with Ryan like you normally do in the second half, or also or make the switch, like they went deeper into their bench.
Yeah. They got a little bit of separation on us in the third quarter. Book got a fourth foul. We rode Kevin. The whole third quarter basically, and so Ryan kind of got squeezed when we stuck with Kevin, and there were a couple stretches there at the end of the third quarter where I thought Kevin, kind of kept us in it, and it was just kind of a feel or a gut thing, riding Kevin a little bit more, going back with Book to start the fourth quarter, it just kind of pinched. Ryan and Oso was good, but we thought Mason was good too. So we're constantly kind of battling, and really Nurk was good. There's all those guys. We went with the spread. We went with Royce kind of at the 5. So we tried a little bit of everything, and Ryan got pinched. Thanks, everyone. All right, thanks.
We all silly like the mayor.